page 14 for the introduction to 14. Now we get to play in the next few pages just some fun, easy folk songs and traditional kinds of songs that are kind of set up for your instrument and what notes you're playing and learning right now. So from here forward in the book, you're going to see I've harped on this a little bit, but you're going to see your clef sign, key signature. Look for that. If you see 1, it means all the F's will be sharp. There's not going to be any sharps inside your music. It's stuck over here in your key signature. Your time signature for now is always going to be 4/4. And then Peter has an interesting thing that we're introducing today, where there is one note all by itself there at the beginning. That's called a pickup note. And usually a pickup note will be with an up bow, not a down bow. So I want you to, when you do this, get your position set up. When you put your bow on the string, instead of going here and pulling down, we're going to set the bow in the middle, and we're going to go up on that very first note. And then tell me, what note is this? Do you remember? Can you just say it out loud, and can you automatically go 3rd finger on the D string? Or do you have to hesitate? If you have to hesitate, I want you to go back, because you're not on a solid foundation yet for this piece. You know what happens to a house when we moved into our house? We didn't see any cracks in the walls. We didn't know that somebody had plastered over all the cracks and painted them. And within 2 or 3 months, we had cracks. Wow, and I think I can actually kind of speed around and show you. Like, see this big crack in our wall? That was from our foundation not being laid properly for the area in which our house was built. And we went through a long drought. So we had to spend a lot of money having someone come and dig under our house and shore up the foundation so our walls wouldn't continue to crack. And we've, over the years, fixed many of the rooms that had cracks, and they haven't developed new cracks, thank heavens. So put that together with music. You can't do this unless you have a solid foundation. And I want you to have a solid foundation. Then when you look at that, you go, oh, 3rd finger, 1st finger, 3rd finger, open A. And know that that's G, B, G, A, G. It's so important that you do that. You're going to then, down the road, have a solid house that you're building, solid musical house. Don't be afraid to go back. You're just building your foundation. You haven't built your house yet, so you won't end up with cracks in your walls. So go back and get that foundation of note reading, because I promise you it will save you a lot of time in the years down the road. So up bow on G, and then let's go on and look at your rhythm. All quarter notes. Also look here. We have G, 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 G. Every other note is a G. And that G is the 3rd finger on the D string. And then from that you go B, A. Tell me what note it is. E, good. Then D. Then we go B, A. Look, it's the same. So this measure and this measure are the same. This one and this one is the same. Then look here, that's the same. That's the same. and then you have your ending, which is a little bit different, but every other note is G. So the trick on this one, which is really cool, and I'll do it from this angle. So you're going to start on the D string 3rd finger. So check that. Don't get in the habit of doing that really loud, because when you're in a group you can, making sure if you don't have tapes. Then we're going to set the bow out here. We're going to try and leave that 3rd finger down because we come right back to it. Sorry, this is hard to do at this angle. Let me get my chair. Gosh, my chair's stuck on my rug. Let's get that fixed. Okay. So pick up 3rd finger, pick it up. When you don't, leave it down if you can. So that's Peter, Peter, Pumpkin Eater. Let's try it a little bit like this. And then you repeat that twice. So now let's skip ahead to measure 5, 6, 7. Then every other note is still G, and then we have 3 open G's at the end. But what note is that one? B, good. Then one note lower than B is A, and then open G. So let's do the last 2 measures. So we're going to be on a down bow. So we have B to G, leave those fingers down. Let me do it this way. Let me do that again. So we have, if B is down, 1st finger can be right below it down, and 3rd finger is on the next string up, down. So down bow. Then lift 2nd finger and put it over here if you want to. So anytime you can leave a finger down, go ahead and leave it down. So, excuse me, that's your introduction to Jolly Old Saint, or Peter, Peter, Pumpkin Eater. Gosh. Now let's do the introduction to Jolly Old Saint Nicholas. Look at your key signature, your clef sign, and your time signature. Then let's look at the rhythm. So you have mostly quarter notes, a couple of half notes, and a long 3 measures with some long whole notes in them. So this rhythmically could be pretty easy. So we have B, A, G, and then back to B. Let's try that. So set up your position. B, get your B on 1st finger on the A string. Relax every, set your bow on the string. Then G, 3rd finger on the D string, and back to B. Then roll your finger to the D string. So you don't have to pick it up. You have 1st finger on the A, then 1st finger on the G. Just rock your hand ever so slightly so that that 1st finger hits. Now this is where your F sharp is. F sharp, G. 2, 3, 4. Now this is where our folk song stuff comes in, and your triage. See how this measure, and this measure are the same? So is this measure, sorry. And then this one is your ending. So let's start on measure. Let's see. Oh, these aren't numbered, but we're going to start 1, 2, 3 from the end. Sorry, I'm not sick, but boy, I sound it, don't I? So this is, what note is it? D. Good. So here we go. So we'll do the last 3 measures. D, D. Then open A. Two, 3, 4. So that's your introduction to Peter, Peter Pumpkin Eater, and Jolly Old St. Nicholas. Spend some time on them, and next video will be the done and dusted with the duets. Actually, we're going to do 14 and 15 done and dusted video together, but we'll have an intro to Old Susanna and This Old Man on the next page. And I look forward to, you know, I always say that I look forward to seeing you next time, but in my mind, I'm seeing you. And I'm hoping that everybody's doing well. When times are tough, just find where your coping skills are. Find helpers. Find people that won't create drama and will tell you the truth in a gentle, kind way. And I can't tell you often enough how important it is in any endeavor in life. That's why, even though I might play other things, my heart is where people's foundation is built. Because if you don't have a solid foundation, then you can't get to building that high tower. And wouldn't it be cool if you all got to be symphony players or community orchestra players or quartet players or whatever dream that you have? The foundation for anything is the most important starting place. So just like when a baby's born, if a baby has a good solid foundation of love and appropriate boundaries and feels safe and secure in their childhood, then as an adult they have an easier time. If a house is built on a good foundation, the house has a better chance of lasting longer. And music is the same way. Anything in life is the same way. So that's why in my heart I feel like the foundation of what people have, beginners, is so important. Because if you have a good foundation, then you have more opportunities to, and not just that you would have the motivation, but you have the opportunity and the capacity to meet your goals as you grow older. So don't hesitate to spend time and do the nitty-gritty at the beginning and get a good foundation here. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.